Welcome back to Nate the Hate, and today we're going to talk about the Xbox Series X and how it was marketing perfection by Microsoft to show the system at the Game Awards. So, the discussion in 2019, as far as next generation console discussion is concerned, has primarily been dominated by Sony and the PlayStation 5. Sony had partnered with various outlets to conduct interviews and to give information about the PlayStation 5 and how it will use real time ray tracing, SSD, how that will impact load times. But Sony, they like to talk about the technology, they like to use buzzwords about everything that the system can do, at least theoretically, but they never showed us what the system could do. They gave us a tech demo showing the load times in a game like Spider Man on the PlayStation 4, but that's not an accurate representation of what we will see from PlayStation 5 games. So, though they have dominated the conversation, we're still waiting to see the DualShock 5, the PlayStation 5 itself, and to see actual native PlayStation 5 software. So, what ended up happening is that while Sony was conducting these interviews and talking about their next gen plans, Microsoft was just kind of sitting in the back. And this led to the conversation of, is Microsoft potentially not going to release their next gen Xbox in holiday 2020? We saw a teaser trailer at E3 2019, but it was largely nothing. It didn't show us anything substantial, it gave us no information whatsoever. All we knew was that they had a project that was known as Xbox Scarlet, and that's it. So in recent weeks, we had rumors pop up on various outlets like Kotaku that said developers still don't have Xbox Scarlet dev kits. And this raised a lot of internet concern of what is Microsoft doing? We know Sony has developed or given out developer kits at this point, and we're about a year out from the release of these next gen systems, and Microsoft still hasn't given out a dev kit as far as anyone was aware. Then all of a sudden, Phil Spencer goes to Twitter and saying, well, I have my Xbox Scarlet dev kit at home. I've been playtesting it. I've been playing it with the community. It's great. And that raised some eyebrows saying, well, why do you have a dev kit and developers don't? And all of a sudden, the conversation shifted. Microsoft takes center stage at the Game Awards within the opening hour. They unveil their next gen system, the Xbox Series X. And then they show a brand new title, an exclusive title for the Xbox Series X, with Ninja Theory's Hellblade 2. Now, the name of the Xbox Series X is one that has raised a few eyebrows within the community. And, it's kind of, I understand why, because it's somewhat peculiar branding for a video game system. The branding fits more along the lines of like an iPhone, a PC, or even a car. And some have said, oh, this is the biggest mistake since the Wii U. And that is hyperbole at its finest. The Wii U's biggest marketing problem was that at the debut at E3 was that Nintendo did not show the box. They kept showing the gamepad, and it made the gamepad the focus. Microsoft's focus with the Xbox Series X trailer was the Xbox Series X. They didn't convolute the message by showing a second SKU that's currently known as the Xbox Lockhart, probably will be branded Xbox Series S. They just focused on the X. They said this is our flagship next gen system. We still don't know pricing. We have a laundry list of specs that put it at about 12 teraflops, 13 gigabytes of RAM for games, 16 gigabytes of RAM in total, 4 times the CPU power of an Xbox One X. So it's going to be a very powerful piece of hardware. Pricing speculation has run anywhere from $499 all the way up to $599. I'm a bigger fan of the $499 price range. I don't think any company is going to target $599 again after the disastrous launch of the PlayStation 3. But everything Microsoft did at the Game Awards was smart. They got their message out there. They gave us all those specs. They showed us a game. They showed us the new Xbox Series X controller, which is basically identical to the Xbox One controller, except now it has a new share button. And they also said that Xbox One controllers, also with the Elite controllers, are going to be compatible with the Xbox Series X. And the Xbox Series X controller will be compatible with an Xbox One. That's some pretty forward thinking from Microsoft. They also talked about backwards compatibility, where every game that currently runs on an Xbox One will work on an Xbox Series X. So whether it is an Xbox game like Ninja Gaiden Black or Panzer Dragoon Orta, any game on the Xbox 360, any Xbox One game, you pop that into your Xbox Series X, you're going to be playing it in no time. And these are the type of details we need to know going into the next gen conversation. Microsoft let us know about backwards compatibility. They let us know about accessory compatibility. They basically, the only thing we don't know right now is launch date, launch price, and the launch, window of software, which obviously we will get at E3. Microsoft has already said to expect big things from them at E3 2020, and I believe them. Right now, the pressure is definitely on Sony to deliver in early 2020, or maybe if they decide to wait until E3 2020 to fully unveil the PlayStation 5. I do believe the Xbox Series X will be the most powerful hardware going into next gen. I think the PS5 is going to come in maybe anywhere between 1.5 to 2 teraflops less in overall power. Is that going to make a big deal of difference to the average consumer? Ultimately, not really, but it does seem like Microsoft is focused, and they showed us that at the Game Awards. And their biggest decision of showing Hellblade 2 at the Game Awards, it was a gamble, and it also paid off by showing us a glimpse of next generation software. They gave us an idea of what we can expect from the Xbox Series X. In Ninja Theory's Hellblade 2 is astonishing. The muscle contraction and sinuous face in the trailer, the landscape, everything is near photorealistic. Her skin texture, the coloring, is far more organic than anything we saw in the original Hellblade. And Hellblade on current gen systems is still a technical marvel. The game is beautiful to look at. And what we saw with Hellblade 2's trailer, yes, it is in engine, so it is not an accurate representation of what gameplay will look like, is still breathtaking. You can see the advancements they have made with the engine that they are using. You can see them taking advantage of the extra horsepower that the Xbox One X is granting them. And there's no denying that we're going to have some beautiful games coming from next gen. We still have beautiful games coming to current gen hardware, like Final Fantasy VII Remake coming just in a couple of months, The Last of Us 2, Ghost of Tsushima all coming to the PlayStation 4 in 2020. And all we've seen of next gen still is Hellblade 2. And if this is just a glimmer of what this system is going to offer us, we're in for an exciting treat of entertainment. So prior to the Game Awards, Sony had my interest piqued, and Microsoft had me a little concerned. After the Game Awards, Microsoft has my full attention. Right now, I feel as though Microsoft is going into the next gen with focus, confidence, and the will to win. Sony's definitely going into it with some confidence, but right now I'm willing to back Microsoft going into the next gen because of their forward-thinking ideas. When I think of the Xbox Series X with backwards compatibility with 3 generations of systems, Game Pass, xCloud, Microsoft just seems they're ready. They seem ready to fix their brand. They're ready to expand their brand. They're ready to bring people into the Xbox ecosystem. And I'm excited to see what they have to bring at E3 2020. I'm curious to see what Sony does to counter some of these maneuvers made by Microsoft. And everything is shaping up for 2020 to be an interesting year for the gaming industry. That's all I have to say on this topic today. If you enjoyed the content, give the video a like. Be sure to subscribe. If you didn't like the video, give the video a dislike. Let me know your thoughts on Microsoft's marketing of the Xbox Series X in the comment section below. I read every comment left, and I reply to some of them. I try to reply to as many as I can. So until next time, this is Nate reminding you, if you don't go after what you want, you'll never have it.